Hey, what's up, guys? Justin with California Grenadiers again here. Coming back at you with another modification. This one I've been pretty excited about. I'm probably going to work on it this weekend if I don't take my son camping. But it's something that's been on my mind for quite some time. And it's going to be improving my power storage, electrical capacity, and getting some solar installed so I could have some better off-grid electrical access. As you guys know, if you follow me, you know I come from the Jeep and rock crawling world. That's a totally different mindset. That's typically focused on lightweight and lots of, suspension modifications, transfer cases, drive shafts, all the more hardcore stuff for, intentionally wheeling difficult trails. So, we were really focused on maintaining lightweight rigs because, as you know, big heavy rigs on a trail don't tend to do so well. And it really tries the motor, tries the transmission, stresses the transfer case and the axles. And when it's a really heavy pig, they don't articulate that great. It takes a lot of effort to get the suspension set up correctly with coilovers and, struts and things like that, sway bars, disconnects, yada yada. So that's really like the main focus of like rock crawling and purposeful wheeling when you're going for the most difficult possible trails in terms of rock crawling. So you need to be really lightweight. So I never really considered a second battery. I didn't need it. The way that I was camping, it was like hammocks and sleeping bags and lightweight stoves and using campfires to cook and just having a cooler, some beers, just really like basic, like out in nature, roughing it. A lot of the places we went to didn't have a lot of access, but there were lots of us, maybe 30 rigs deep at any given time with the club. So we always had like shared governance, I guess, where we would all carry and contribute, and we would all camp together. So it wasn't necessarily a problem. But now that I'm kind of venturing into this overland world, more adventuring, I kind of want to have some more creature comforts, so it's like a lot more like lights and, maybe some small speakers for ambiance, camp lights on the rig, being able to power the hardwired and hard-mounted lights on the rig for campsites. Maybe running some other electrical gizmos. I don't know, maybe some electric stove, I don't know, a heater, potentially, being able to run a diesel heater because you still need a power source. So that's one thought. And then also carrying a fridge, potentially instead of a cooler, because coolers tend to get heavy, especially if you're using, the Yeti type coolers, and you need to carry ice, and, you have to have a main cooler and a feeder cooler. So it can take a lot of space. Even though this rig does have a lot of space, it can interfere. So I'm trying to make it so that it's comfortable and we can get off grid easier. So predominantly focusing on how I'm going to get a fridge powered. So I'm thinking of a dual battery. I'm probably going to go down the Red Arc, sorry. Artec is a truss and gusset and suspension manufacturer for Jeeps. Red Arc. They have a really nice battery that fits perfectly in the back seat of the Grenadier, under the back seat. I didn't option the car with a second battery because I knew that I would probably upgrade it to a lithium to at least help cut down a little bit of weight and improve cranking amps and capacity and all that. So didn't pay for that feature, but that's going to be a little bit down the line. It's kind of a pricey investment, but GP Factor makes an awesome kit now. You can get the battery, the mount. They have the, I think it's the charger or something, or inverter or something. I'm not super familiar with electrical yet, but they seem to have like a full complete system that I'm looking at very deeply. So I might go with that. But in addition to that, it's nice to have solar to charge the batteries to keep them powered, when you're off grid, and you're not necessarily running the rig. So I looked at a couple of options. There's all those solar panels that you can lay out when you need them. They fold up, or there's the solar panels that you can hard mount to the top of the roof rack, say, which is an option for me. I have the roof rack. I don't have a rooftop tent. I don't necessarily plan on getting a rooftop tent, but that's a potential mounting option. But then you kind of lose that space, I guess, if you mount it directly to the rack. If you have cases up there, you can mount it on top of the case, which is what I have, so that's a potential. But another cool option that I remember seeing on the Jeeps many years ago were like these hood panels. And interestingly, as I was kind of thinking about that, maybe I manifested it, I don't know, the guys over at Lenson Solar contacted me and told me they're working on a Grenadier specific hood mounted solar panel. And I was like, sweet, because on the hood, that's pretty much dead space. What can you really put there? I don't know. I think somebody's made light brackets, like light mounts for those two little plugs that look like kind of like they're supposed to look like vents. That's a terrible place for lights. It reflects off the hood. It looks stupid as all hell. Sorry. That's just my opinion. Maybe some guys like that, but so other than that, maybe someone will come out with a high lift mount in that area. But then again, you're lifting a heavy high lift off of your hood. A lot of the Jeep guys do it, but man, unless you don't really care about the car and you'll drop it on the hood, you don't care. Okay, cool. But most of us care about this car. It's a little more pricey than a Jeep. So we kind of want to take care of it, So outside of that, there isn't really much that you can mount there. It's dead space. Maybe a tire. If somebody comes with a tire mount, that would be kind of cool. But as you know, the view out the front is already pretty limited. So, but yeah, that dead space can be filled with a solar panel. So that's cool. So these guys sent over this panel. See if I can flip this around. Oh, not letting me flip it. Well, so they came out with this panel that's dedicated to, sorry, just trying to close this. This dedicated panel for the Grenadier hood. Here we are. Lenson Solar. And it's like this flexible kind of solar panel. Most of them are flexible. I think it's about $500 or $600, but it's a complete kit. Comes with a panel that's shaped appropriately. It comes with, this is cool, a little vinyl that's cut to the contours and the shape of the hood. So you can lay that down on the hood, and then you adhere the panel on top of the vinyl. That way, if you ever want to remove it, it's easier because the panel is adhered by this VHB tape. They include that as well, and this stuff is really strong. It's hard to get off. You have to use like a heat gun and stuff, and you got to scrape it off, rub it off with some Goo Gone or something. It's a process to get that stuff off. So it includes that. That's a kind of a neat little feature, so you can just lift it off. Like I said, it comes with two rolls of VHB to hard mount this down. It comes with a squeegee for the vinyl, and then it comes with a controller. And all this stuff is new to me, guys. I have not ventured into this realm, so you're doing it with me. If anyone has any insight, you know, share, please. But I guess this converts the power and allows you to hook it up to your battery, and it charges the battery. So that's pretty cool. And it looks like there's also an additional wire here where you can directly hook up like some kind of auxiliary thing, like maybe a low draw light or something. These things are normally mounted under the hood. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to extend the wires. I'll just probably splice the wires and mount this under the rear passenger seat next to the battery. Since these connectors are a little more special, those connect directly to the solar panel, so it's easier just to like splice into these, you know, standard wires. And run that. And then the panel itself, it has the wiring in it built in. It's a decent amount of length, so you can just run it. Oh yeah, now that I think about it, this will have to be mounted in the hood because this isn't very long unless I want to splice these. I don't really want to splice these, although I could, and just put it in loom or something. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, I'll figure out how to extend it somehow, mount this either under the hood, preferably I think next to the battery is optimal. But yeah, it comes with that, comes with this. The solar panel includes some zip ties and stuff, and some sticky mounts so that you can run your wires a little bit more cleanly. Comes with all the instruction manuals and everything. So looks to be pretty plug and play, I think, as long as you know some basic wiring. And we just got to figure out a route to run the wire. That's probably the hardest part of wiring, is figuring out how you're going to run it. There are grommets under the floor liners, and there's grommets like in the firewall, the engine wall. So we can poke through there and run it pretty neatly. You just got to lift up some of the paneling. I mean, as you guys know, the Grenadier is really easy to work on. A lot of the paneling is really easy to lift up. So that's going to be the weekend project. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's like 90 amps or something, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how this kind of stuff works. So you can charge 90 amps, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how all this solar stuff works. But we'll figure it out together. This is just kind of an intro video, kind of giving you guys my plan, what I'm gonna do. Kind of want to know what you guys are doing. If you guys have already done some solar stuff, some solar panels, if you guys are using the factory auxiliary battery option, if you guys have added a second battery or more. I've heard guys adding more batteries, you know, if they're running like full camp kitchens and things like that, and lots of electrical, or they're like digital nomads or something. One can only dream, right? So yeah, it's gonna be a fun project. It'll be nice to have some more creature comforts for my wife and for my son when we go camping. He's just a little guy, he's only 6 years old. And as you know, lots of wives aren't necessarily thrilled about camping. So hopefully this and secondary battery will help make it a little bit more comfortable for her and enjoyable. After all, you know, I do like going camping by myself, but I also love it when my wife is with me and my son is with me, and we're on little family adventures and we're able to bond out in nature. One of my favorite things. So I think this is going to open a lot of doors for us, and I'm excited to get it started. This is just part one. I'll see if I can work on making some videos of where I'm routing the wiring. I mean, it's pretty straightforward how you mount the panel, and then kind of just share with you where I end up mounting the controller. So yeah, more to come. So please let me know what you guys think, what your guys' plans are for power options, if you already have them. and what you guys are looking at. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good weekend.